Maybe it's in the gutter where I left my lover.
YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Wow is right. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to NBA 2K24. Okay, so this is a tips and tricks video when it comes to playing the rec with randoms, because I would assume when you're playing with a squad, you guys kind of already know how each other plays, what the lineup's gonna be like, etc., etc. This is for when you're going in no squads by yourself. So I kind of have like 3 general tips overall, and then we're gonna go based on position. So number 1, space the floor. Space the floor. Even if you can't shoot, space the floor at first, and then if things get stagnant, then you can cut back door, and hopefully your point guard or maybe center might be able to see you on a backdoor cut or something like that. Okay. Number 2, if you are almost any position other than maybe center, you should have shooting on your build when you come into the rec. You should have like shooting, whether it be like 75, 70, something like that. It just makes it easier for yourself to have shooting. The center is more of a excuse for that, because inside centers can be very dominant. But if you're in like 1 through 4, you should probably have a little bit of shooting, and that'll make it easier on you. You'll get open sometimes. Like the center might kick out to you if he gets offensive board, like I do. Maybe the point guard will find you on an open look, and that's it. Number 3 is to just pass the ball. If you have nothing, you can't beat your defender, pass fake, look for an easy open pass, and then just give it to somebody else, your point guard, somebody else, and just pass the ball. Those are 3 tips to help you win, because then the team will be more cohesive, and will be willing to want to pass the ball to one another. Okay. Now going by position, point guard. Okay. In one of the tips I mentioned earlier, you should have shooting on your build. As a point guard, especially in basketball in general, you should be able to shoot the ball in some kind of way, right? But if you're playing point guard and you're running into the rec, start off, if you don't have any open shots, start off by trying to pass to people on the fast break, or if they are just cutting back door. Wait to see what your teammates are doing and make a pass there. Try to make the first few possessions pass, showing them that you are willing to pass the ball, even if you might take a couple of shots. I mostly play center. I've been getting a lot of wins on center because I feel like I can control the game that way, but I have played point guard quite frequently, and when I play point guard, I like to just give people the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm gonna give you the ball if I see an opportunity. Sometimes I might take the position to find my shot if I get open, right? So that's point guard. Now, I ran into a situation where one of my point guards, he made like a pure slashing point guard. His 3-pointer, it was on 25, and I kept wondering why he's not shooting, until I messaged him talking to you, like, shoot the ball. And then he let me know there's no point in him shooting the ball because he's got a 25-3 driving kick. So I'm like, okay, now that I know that, because I just assumed pretty much all my point guards, 2 to maybe even 3, all have shooting on their build. I said, yo, you know what? Give me the ball at the top of the key, go to the corner, and then you cut back door, because everybody else can shoot, right? And then that's how we made the connection, and we were able to work together to get these runs, get these points up, and everything like that. Okay, so point guard, start off by passing the ball. Try to only take open shots. Don't that's driving kick some. Don't always take it up on the center, who's most likely going to be down in the paint a lot. So for point guard, pass the ball first. Start by passing the ball first. As a 2 guard, I would assume you have a 3-pointer on this, right? I would assume you have a 3-pointer. So if you have a 3-pointer and it's a high 3-pointer, try sitting at the hash, spot up somewhere just to start, because like I said, you want to space the floor first. Spot up somewhere for the first few possessions, and then see what your point guard does, what your center does, because chances are, if they're good, they'll find you spotting up. Because if, let's say your point guard misses, someone takes a back shot, gets the offensive rebound, and you're standing at the hash or maybe the corner, he might be able to find you and you get an open shot, and if you got a good 3 and you can hit it, boom, there's your shot. Okay. Now going to small forwards, it's similar to the shooting guard position, but seeing as you're a small forward, depending on how things play out, you want to do a combination of a variety of things. You want to pass, you want to be a spot up, but at the same time, if you look at the gameplay right now, I have a center who can shoot the ball, right? So often enough, I'm gonna have to step out to the 3-point line and try and contest. If that happens as a small forward, don't leak out, because chances are the point guard and maybe the 2 guard will be out there. Try and get a rebound. That'll help get your teammate grade up. That'll save the team. You know, that way their point guard or any other one else on their team won't get the rebound, so they get a second chance. As well as, you know, like I said, your teammate grade, your takeover boost, anything like that. You could even bring the ball up yourself at that point if you get the rebound, right? Because chances are the center's not going to do it, and you can probably rebound over the 2 guard and the point guard anyway. Maybe not the power forward, but we're going to get to that, okay? So getting back to the position, we're going to move on to power forward, okay? So power forward is kind of key. Like if you're actually playing power forward, you know, depending on what your role is in the game, you know what I mean, like you may not have even a power forward in the game, but if you chose to create a power forward, right, and you go into the rec, if you're positioned at the 4 position, I don't know if you have shooting on your build, because you should. As a power forward, you should have shooting, but go to the corner to start off on offense. Again, just be a spot up, and then when it comes to defense, help your center out. You know what I mean? Like for example, like I said, I got a center that can shoot 3s. Crash those defensive boards, because if I got to go out there and contest a shot for him to miss, we need a big man, a big body, you and a small forward to maybe try and get the rebound. Again, if you get the rebound, it boosts your takeover, it boosts your teammate grade, and you can end up getting a higher teammate grade, okay? So do that. On offense, let's say I'm setting like as a center, because I'm talking as if I'm the center. Try and get the offensive rebound if you see a shot going up. Because if, let's say, the center is setting a pick on the point guard and he goes up for a bad shot, you can kind of get the feeling of when your teammates are going to shoot, especially if it's an open look. Try and get the offensive rebound. That gives your team another opportunity to shoot again. Again, it boosts your takeover, it boosts your teammate grade, and it just looks good on you. You know, get the offensive rebound, kick out. Maybe if you have the ability to do a standing dunk or your close shot is high enough, maybe you can go up there by yourself. Maybe even get a putback. So you kind of want to float around and like help your team and stuff like that. Try, and also very much try to guard your man as well too. So your guy could be like a small forward that can shoot the lights out, right? Moving on to center, and this is the position I play the most. If you choose to build an inside center like me, just do your best to get as many rebounds as possible. Don't give the opposing team opportunity for a second chance point, but as well give your team the opportunity for a second chance point, because in the rec, a lot of times teams like to leak out a lot. So if your teammates like to leak out on the fast break, that gives you opportunity to get an assist and quick buckets, especially if your team can't score from the 3 or anything, or just struggling to score in a half-court setting. That's really, really crucial. So I only have a 93 rebounding, but I average like 20-something rebounds a game because I don't really worry about scoring myself. I can score on the inside. I have a 92 standing dunk, 75 driving dunk, 84 close shot, stuff like that. But I really try to focus on defense and getting boards for my team to give us another opportunity. You want to do that as much as possible. Now, if you're like me in this gameplay and you have a center matchup who's smaller but can shoot the 3, potentially shoot the 3 lights out, either you go on the mic and you communicate with the team like, yo, I got a center that can shoot 3, the rotations are going to have to be there, I need somebody to crash the boards or something like that, or you just do your best and pray your team will get the boards if you're stepping up to the 3, or you do what I do, first 2 shots, let's see if he can hit them, because I know it's hard for some people to shoot. Let's see if you can hit them. Try watching the paint a little bit, because again, with rec randoms, everyone likes to just cut back doors, get dunks and highlights and stuff like that. So try and guard the paint so there's no easy buckets at first. And if you find out your guy can shoot lights out, like I believe in this gameplay he shot 2 for 2 off rip, or some games I've had a center shoot like 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and I said, you know what, I can't do this no more. He's shooting too good. I have to pick him up and hope that my team gets the rebound, because I can't be going back and forth. I'm not fast enough, right? So that's what you want to do. However, if you're like a shooting big, definitely try and mix it. Actually, just mix. I'll focus on the shooting big first. If you're shooting big, mix things up between going in the paint and posting up for three. See how your point guard likes to play. If he's not really hitting your screen or trying to use your screen, just go to the corner, let him ISO, let him do whatever, and then hopefully you get a shot in the corner. He sees you in the corner, you can get a shot. If not, and you see a bad shot going up, maybe try going for the rebound, get your own bucket that way, right? Especially going back to the inside bigs. Now let's say you're an inside big with another inside guard, or maybe a 4 or 3, or someone else is like a pure slasher, right? Going back to what I said previously, when I had a pure slasher on my team, I just got the ball at the top of the key and try to wait for someone to cut back door. And if someone cuts back door, it's an easy bucket for them because they're a slasher, right? You might run into the situation where the center on the opposite team is smart enough to watch the back door, so it may not work. If that's the case, just try to set as many screens as possible for your guards or your shooters up top. Maybe some off-ball screens or anything like that. This goes to the outside scoring centers too. If you can honestly mix it up, help your guard, set those screens for them, set some off-ball screens as well, confuse their defense, and then maybe pick and pop, that'll help you as well too. Now, one thing I don't do too much because I kind of know how the rec randoms play and everything like that, but communication is very big. You know, I've had a lot of people come in. I've had a lot of people come into the game and they just start chit-chatting, talking about, yo guys, let's just move the ball around, play as a team, don't take bad shots. You should be able to win this game. Come in with a positive attitude and just communicate, saying, yo, I'll pick up, man, I got ball, watch it. You can do that too. You know what I mean? You can do that too. That will very much help you win as well. Don't bring the team's aura down. Will definitely help you, because then next thing you know, people will start standing in the paint, taking up bad shots, you know, throwing the ball away, and we don't want that if you're trying to win, right? So that's another aspect you can add to your game to definitely help with your offense, is communication. Another thing I feel like is getting kind of slept on when it comes to rec and playing with randoms is try picking up. It doesn't always work, but try picking up, like on fast breaks, you know, or if you see someone open and you're in one of the positions, someone open in the corner for a 3, just go stand over there until your teammate gets there, or switch the coverage to the point where you know we're now guarding him. You can switch the coverage by pressing R1 in whatever position that guy is, right? So a lot of times if my arrow is switching off the center, I press R1 L2, that way my arrow is going back on the center and I'm not getting, like, I don't know what it's called, away from offender or whatever it's called, or not guarding your guy, whatever that is, that'll lower my teammate grade. So you can do that. On defense especially, what you want to do is, no matter what, guard your man. Guard your man. That's the most basic thing. Guard your man. Do your best to stay in front. Don't reach all the time. You know, don't blitz all the time, because let's say they're wrapping around and you blitz and the point guard's smart enough to just get the ball of his hands because he sees it coming. Your guy's wide open for a shot. We don't want that, right? Because we're trying to play defense. We're trying to win. Just guard your man. Don't press. Don't blitz. Get back on defense. Guard your man. If he's sitting in the corner, just sit in the corner. And that's it. If a shot goes up and you have an opportunity to get the rebound because the center's not there, the power forward is boxed out, then maybe you want to try and get the rebound. But if you know you can't get the rebound, just stay at your guy at the 3-point line. Don't leak out all the time. You know, leak out if you clearly see that your center has box out position, then you could probably do it from there. And if he loses it, that's on his fault. It's happened to me many times. But just play defense. Stick to your man. Another tip, but for both offense and defense. For defense, don't leave the AI open. This is not 2K23, 22, 21, where if you're playing in the rec and there's a AI, The AIs are strong this year. They can play defense and they can play offense. The amount of times I've actually won a game at the 2-on-5 because our AIs were hitting and I was getting offensive boards, kicking to the AIs in the corner who, because I have post playmaker and dimer, I kick it out to them and boom. This guy's talking about swing out to the top of the key. He was open a lot, so I did try to throw it to him a lot. But again, I didn't have my headphones in to listen to anybody, so it is what it is. But AIs, don't be afraid to use the AIs. If they're open, let them shoot because they can hit this year. Especially if the AI is from someone who's like a pure sharp, they can hit this year. They trust me, they can hit. So let the AI shoot from time to time. And on defense, definitely don't leave the AI. You could probably, depending on how the other team plays, you could probably leave the AI because not everybody trusts the AI. So if the opposing point guard or shooting guard like stuff like that is not passing the AI, you could probably blitz a couple of times. But if they start passing the AI, you're gonna have a boring rest of the game because do not lead the AI. It'll cost you because AIs can hit and they'll be able to make backdoor cuts. Like they play pretty smart, right? So they're not playing like pro-am elite kind of player smart, but they play smart enough for you to still be able to use them and not be worried to pass to them so much. And it can be kind of hard to rip them too, right? So don't be afraid to use the AIs. I believe that's about it for all my tips. Those are the kind of things I keep in mind to myself when playing the game. You can probably see some of these examples when I'm playing the game. You see me trying to set the pick there. I go to the paint because I thought he might have gone up with it. He gives me the ball. I've been down there for a little bit, so I'm just going to go straight up. Now, at this point in time, the center's an AI, right? The center's an AI, and I don't really need to worry about him because I know the center won't shoot as an AI that well, nor will he probably shoot at all as a center, right? It's all about tendencies. Setting the screen for my big man, I had a feeling, not for my big man, the point guard. Right there, I had a feeling he was going to pass it, so as soon as I saw him pass it, I went to the paint. I rolled to the paint just to see if... Now, again, this game got out of hand really quickly. As you can see, 64-35. So the defense and stuff like that's not the example, but again, I'm setting a screen, rolling, because I knew he was going to shoot. He airballed, that's unfortunate, or else that would have been my rebound. You saw me have box out there, and I'm now emoting, right?
face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.